Welcome back to From My Living Room to Yours. I'm so grateful for the ways that I'm reminded of what's going on for us in our minds and our bodies during this stay at home time. Intellectually, I know it's hard on us not to be in our regular routines, for some of us to think about finances differently, to be learning new technology, Zoom fatigue, all of that stuff. But somehow I discount this knowledge and end up wondering why there are so many days when I just don't feel like doing anything. So when someone presents information that explains why this happens, I feel like my burdens are lightened. There's not something wrong with me, it's just the situation we're in. So this past week on our weekly clergy call with our bishop, a psychologist made a presentation for which I am grateful. She showed us Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You remember that? Let's see if I can show it to you. It looks something like this, where biological and psychological needs are the most basic, and then our safety, and it moves on up to self-actualization. But the reminder that she pointed out is that in those early days of the stay-at-home order, when we were struggling to find toilet paper, eggs, food, we were quite literally in that lowest level of trying to meet our basic needs. And now, as we struggle to find masks and to make our way out to the grocery store, maybe even a doctor's appointment, we are still literally dealing with ensuring our own safety. And she reminded us that in that energy zone, those two most basic levels of ensuring our basic needs and our safety, that we don't have a lot of energy left over to think in those higher level ways. So it makes so much sense now that, so many of us have been saying, there's Daisy, so many of us have been saying that here we have all this extra time and no energy to be creative. That's because we're busy using up our energy in those lower levels. The gospel message a few weeks ago talked about turning our burdens over to God, that in God we will find rest. Well, it's important to remember that even Jesus wept. When Jesus went to heal his good friend Lazarus, he did so knowing he had the power to bring back Lazarus. But before he could actually do the healing, he was completely present to his own humanness. He saw the grief Martha and Mary were displaying for their brother, and Jesus wept with them along in their heartache. We can't just get over our feelings, emotions, and psychological responses to this crisis. We have to let our body feel what it feels and then move through that to a place of compassion. This is real, and this too shall pass. But for now, let's be gentle with ourselves and those around us. Until next time, go in good courage.